Meow. Meow. When do we start this video? CAT, communication, angle of transmission. The total is 24. Kitten, 11 and 1 is 12. 2 T's make it 40. Make it 52. Stand up right away for the kit is man. 52, earth. EN, the entry or the cross of Rubik's Cube. Position 14. E and N total 19. And why is it position 14 and totally 19? Because 19 is the position of the moon. Somehow the eye in the sky is the moon. So when you total them all up, when you've started with kitten, 40, 52, and you end with E and N, 19, 62 equals 71. 1771. Now, how much further can we go with the cats? Or am I going to put my lame brain face up on here? If we want to look at the cats, we can also look at this keyboard. The X is the 24th letter. 2 and 4 is 6. We told you about the 2 T's, right? Well, this is what the 2 T's are about. It's because we have the T inside the house of Z, the sleeping hollow, in which are the squares of the pound key, in which the 9 lives of the cat. You live in the heart, and you are the heart of the heartland. Kitten, that totals 71. 7 and 1 is 8. Z is the 26th letter. It also equals 8 and creates the 20 world we are in by multiplying the numbers of 2 times 6 and 2 plus 6 equals to 8 and to 20. Is that what I said? No. No. 2 times 8 is 16. 2 plus 8 is 10 equals 26. The letter Z. So T turns into Z. Not only that, but the O, and everybody knows what I talk about when I talk about the O, and in French I'm not talking about water, and I'm not talking about how much you owe. So when we take the T and the O, the 20th letter and the 15th letter, it equals 35, or it says 2015. Or we take the O, we re-add it to the 5 and 1, excuse me, that's right, 1 and 5, 15 equals 6, and T becomes number 26, 26T. But since it's the 26T, it automatically becomes the Z, and all over again, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 plus 2 is 8, 8 plus 12 equals 20 in the year 2000, Y2K. You see, but as I'm going on to Y2K, I haven't finished with the Z and the Z and the X. When you add them together, they equal 50, and 50 is where? The actual place of 50, okay, which is actually 56, which creates 30 and 11, which goes around the Monopoly board. It makes all 9, 11 corners because you were born with the birth. You're always going to be 9, 11 because you're always on the other side of 19. You're at 21. But Monopoly, we'd actually be going backwards, and you might as well just be on Tennessee if you're not on Kentucky, and let's take a chance. Now, you might not be able to figure why I'm mentioning these things right now, and it goes way too deep, way too deep, way too deep. Try you, and then I'll be lost with what I started that I didn't finish yet. The Z and the X that go together that total 50. The 0 equals 6. If the 0 equals 6, we now have 56, the white wolf, howling at the moon. Again, in the center, everything's in the center, and everything's going back into the center. What a saint they sent me to. So anyways, 5 and 0, or 0 is 15. 5 and 15 makes 20. And again, back to the center. All from the cat and the dog. We created a doghouse we can't get out, no matter which number we use. Come back to the beginning, Z to T and T to Z. Thank God we're not watching TZ, we're watching TV, right? But that's another story. Because TV, you want to create a TV? I'm going to create you a TV right now. Here's your TV. Oh, sorry, it's not the wrong way. You got a double screen TV? Number 52 creates TV. Y2K? Well, it's simple. If you're going to ask a Y and then say 2, well, where in the world is 1? I guess it's gone, so there would be the Y. So the ace is gone, you got 2 and K. Oh, well, if you got 2K, you got 2 grand again, back to 2000 and the year 2000. Why the game can end? Because the game is not completed. Resident angels of the world. Y2K. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 equals 90. If you put the ace in there, it was 91, which is 13 times 7 equals 91, or the 13 cards of the average of 7. Or the 7 days of the 13 weeks times 3, and there's 273 days, and guess what? On the 273rd day, which is on September 30th, a child is born, but it must be of the eve. Because if it's not of the eve, then the sperm did not swim fast enough to get the egg, so it can happen on that day. But in numbers, that's the marking of the day. But everybody knows A and E. Either we start -3, -6. I'm not sure which number I would use right now because I'm not looking to find any of that creation number. So the 200, and what actually happens is nothing starts until you get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. Why 10? I don't know. We're in the house at 10. 10 minus 3, 10 plus 3 is 7 and 13. The dice cubes work out to 7 and the cards work out to 13. Why 10? I don't know. 1 to 9 equals 45. You add the 10, it's 55. 5 on 5. I guess it's fair. A and E. The French say E. The English say A. The Canadians say A all the time. And the cows are in the field eating the hay. Y2K. Now, when you continue on the Y2K, when you go all the way to the king, so let me just back up. When you go all the way to the king, okay, the total is 90, Y2K. But then you take the ace from the beginning and you put it at the end, so you put the answer on the same side. Y is the 14th letter, not the 14th letter, but the 14th position. 14 plus the 100 and, what did I get to? 90. It was 90 plus the 104. And all of a sudden, we have King Big Slick and 10-4 CB codes. CB, 2 and 3. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 11. The spirit of the angel of the man. In the 14th position, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 5, and 4 equals 9. You see what we got? We got 9. From 2 and 3, we had 11. We now have 9, 11. Did you understand how I got there? Should I do it again? This is how we're going to go and do it. I'm looking for something. So, I was watching a game over here, and this guy got 4 of something. 4 queens. Imagine that. A guy's playing poker here, and he gets 4 queens on the board. And they leave the player that was able to stay in the game with A, C, and E. Ace. So now this 14th position ace, being in the Y family of 25, 25 plus the 14 equals 39, and 39 times 39 weeks of 7 days is 273 days, and that's the pregnancy we're just talking about, so it comes back again. So Y7, Y10, Y13, where's the 11? Well, the 11 is very simple. The 11 is after every corner, in which the 9 is before every corner. So what's in the corner? Is it the middle of the street? You got the middle of the street, you go off the street, you got houses in 4 corners. The 5th position is where the cars are rolling. So actually in 2, 4, 6, and 8 of the angles, if you look at black and red, or you look at the roulette table, or you look at a street, 2, 4, 6, and 8, 5 is the center of the road. You notice the way you turn this way and then you turn this way? We're always leaving a space. You know what I'm saying? We're always sort of leaving a space. See the space in here that 4 circles create? Y2K. Were we talking about the doghouse, the dog pound? There is 9 in the dog pound. But when you put the star this way, and then you put the star this way, there is now 11, because we have connected 2 areas. Then you put the line this way is 12. But you can't put the line this way unless you're walking, because you crisscross your heart, makes the cross of Christ. But the cross of Christ is the point center of who you are. 9, 11. Couldn't concentrate with that in my ear. What did we leave out? We added on the Y at the end. Oh yes, I remember, and it's rare that I remember. How is the stake? Staking out the place. Did I forget? Absolutely not. 1 in Y2K. Okay, in Y2K, we didn't count the ace. But if we do count, oh my God, if we do pronounce and use the ace, and we go from ace to 9, okay, what happens between ace and 9 when you add it up? It totals to 45, okay? Now, if you add up 10, jack, queen, king, that equals to 46. So you have 49 on one side, 46 on the other side, and you get a total of 91, which is the irregular ace through king. Just trying to shut something off that keeps popping up over here. Okay. Okay, so did you understand me? When we count the cards from ace all the way to king, there's 91 points. 1, 2, 3, adding up to 13. We count from 2, there's 90 points. When we count from 3, there's 88 points. Taking out A and B makes 88. Your 88 of the piano is the 3 is missing because the ace in the cards is center. The 3 card makes up the whole 2 card. So we take out those 2, we go 91, 90 to 88. Why? Because man's head and his heart and his nuts are all in the place he's been born to and birth. The 45 equals 911 in all actuality, and it equals it. Why? 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 5 and 4, which equals 9. Back to 5 and 4, right? 5 and 4 is created out of 4. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4 equals 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 is I and T. You need 2 of them. But when you put the I together, you get an O. So it and it becomes idiot. You're an idiot. You ran into me. Because they have to keep the walls together. So where was I with this? Yes, we were counting the Y2K. So we have a total of 91. Now, if we take the ace and we just make the total possibility of it as the 14th card ace, as we can do in poker, one guy can play it as 1, at the same time the other guy is playing it as the big slick, the other guy's playing it as ace-2 in a straight, okay, and that's when it becomes, when ace comes in a straight, it's counted as 1. So then the small straight against the big straight. You understand? 5 in a row. Now we have a reason of 5. 2, 3, 4 are in between, connecting A and E again. So we take the ace is 14. We had 91. Now we have 105, the Boston Massacre this year. It also is 70 times 0, 70, in which the 0 is 15. 70 times 0, 15 makes 105. Same day again. Highway 70 and 35 in Kansas City, and that's the reason they have the tornadoes. Because over the Great Lakes or below the Great Lakes, there's some kind of energy source, and they're all over the place. Okay, they're all created within this world, in the galactical world of Avatar in which we live. So let me go on. So when we add up these numbers and we have 105, now we got to say, hey, I've got a heart. We had 45. The 45th day of the year is Valentine's Day, and the word Valentine's equals 102. Well, ace over to king again is 91, plus the ace 11 equals 92. Spirit angel of man found inside the 5 and 9 card, 102, and it's used in blackjack. Valentine's 102, 45. The reason for blackjack, because 45 equals 911. There's 1 times 4 and 1 plus 4 equal to 9, and 1 times 5 and 1 plus 5 equals to 6 and 5 as 11. And if you multiply the 5 by 6, it becomes 30, and that's your creation. Why is it your creation? Because you went all the way around the Monopoly board and you came back to go. You were spirit angel and man. 11 plus 30 is 41, and let's go to the Mediterranean. One time around that you have 2 dice and you cannot get the Mediterranean. Thank God I wrote this all down. So, so now that we did this as the jack there, now we're going to take the 11 ace out, and we're going to put it in with the ace as 1, the ace as 11, and the ace as 14. We had a 105 total because we added on the 11 and the 14 ace. The 11th card is jack, the 14 is still the ace. You see what I'm saying? The 11th card in the deck is the jack. The 11th card, the ace becomes the jack. The ace also remains itself after Big Slick. It also remains the ace spirit in the one position. Its totality is 26. 622-6 again is connected to the jack. In fact, 622-6, okay, is 1551, 1551, which is 66. Why? Because 1 and 6 is 7. 2 and 5 is 7. I told you, the dice are in the 7 worlds. You put the tefillin up on your head. You wrap the tefillin on your arm because you're half a jack. You're a half jack. Jack it up. Do you understand? I don't want to push you to understand. I don't want to tell you what to listen to. You come on here to listen to what I have to say. You are listening. I'm telling a story. You're listening or you're not. So I'm not telling you. I don't want to tell you anything but what I have to say about what I see. So now we go back and we add this 11 onto 105. Becomes 116. And you know what's funny about 116? It's the single point of the 3 heart of the creation of 6 man. 6 points for a touchdown. 3 points for a field goal. 1 point for the extra point because it's in your heart and it goes down with 6. When 6 goes down, 1 goes down with it. We didn't leave out 3 now because the ace also plays a role in the 3 position. But it takes that role up inside 9 of who you are because the 9 card has a dot in the center. So we don't count the 3. But if we did count the 3 of having an ace hole, because it does in the cards, it's inflicted with the 2 worlds, but it has no body. It has no body. And the reason it has a body is here's the body. Here's the body. Okay, here's the life. Here's your 10 connected, which is 1, 3, 1, 3. And then you can use it this way. 1, I'm not really sure with this. Usually they're in their own zone. This would be the 1. This would still be the 3 because they're split tic-tac-toe lines all over here, the grid. And once you put the grid down, you'll find the value if we hold it sideways or not. You see the reason for the other card is your 6 card. Here's your 9 card. And here's your house. You see the house? The 7, the house, the heart in this house. Okay, they're expressive cards. You see the way the 6 and the 6 and the 7 have the same 3 dots? It does it in 6, 7, and 8. It equals 21. The dice cube. The cube, add up 1 to 6. That's 21. You ain't getting 21 grams, and it takes 28 days for the moon, so there's another cube coming out. Where am I? What was I talking about? We totaled 116, 6, 1, and 3 points, or 6 days. No, let's not go there. We already did the touchdown. 6, 1, and 3. 613 laws of Moses. 365 one way, 248 the other way. 48th Super Bowl this year. 48 recreates 44 space. That's your president. How? 8 times the 4 is 32. 8 plus 4 equals 12. 12 and 32 is 44. It also picks up that when you start on go and you go 44, you end up in the 45 position. But if you start from nowhere and go 44, you end up in the 44th position because you did not start on go. So now we're going to go back to where I started. I may have left something else, so remind yourself at this point I missed something. You can go back. I can't. Let's go with the 3 now. Why did the 3 play in 9? Because it went into 2 different houses, okay, and it opened up that new card. You see, and here's the 8 card. Here's your top and your bottom. They play the same center. That's why it's 10, 7, 13. They each get to play 10. But you see the way they play it? Right here. Just keeps going around and around. Everything has a design and a grid style. This whole earth is gridded. Whatever you do, whatever movement you make, it's all a grid. It doesn't matter. You want to go to Madrid or Madrid. What is Madrid all about? Because if it's so close to the grid, the dog found the house of God. The cat's communication, angel transmission. The division of the omega gates, D-O-G, dog. Take out the O, there is no end. But the D and G gates, the division of the gates, where there is no man, you do not put the 0 in God, because he is no man. The 0 comes in because he's our dog, for the 0 is ours. GOD is 764. GD is 7 and 4. The size of a diamond, or when the year ended in Y2K on the paper said like this. Don't forget we're still talking about the 3. The paper said like this: 6.66 billion people in the world, divided by the 9 lives of the cat, gives you 7 and 4, which is the age of an average dog of a certain size of days of his life to our life. So I have to know which dog this is that lives 7.4 times to man, and then we will find out another secret because the puzzle just expands. Now, if we go back to 74, we'll say Jesus. If we go back to 74 on a geometrical count, which is 36 areas, and add them all up, the center point of the 4 areas, what we'll do is we'll mark 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers, add them up, and that's what it is. I'm getting ready to do pi. I came up with a formula for pi to find out where she starts and stops. Where was I next? Oh my God, I could have lost where I am. I shouldn't have done that. We did the 3. I stepped away from the 3. Let me talk about the 3. The 3 went to the 9, and we were in the houses of 6 and 7, the 2 sides where they lived in the flower. 2 eggs in this one makes 8. But when oh yes, we were talking about God in 74. Not only that, look up somewhere online for diamonds or coal, okay, how hard it takes or what it is, the heat, the pressure. Diamonds, there's a certain size of diamond, 7.4 or 7.4, that also relates to D and G, the same thing. Now, 7 and 4, 7 times 4 is 28 days in February. Always add 1 at the end to cover up the 2 sides. You understand? I ran 44 to the end, but there's no wall, nowhere to stop. I need to put something on the other side. Okay? If you want to go in between, -1. But if you want to stay in between, you have to add, go from one end to the other end, you have to add 1. If you want to stay in between, you -1. Oh, and it's funny. Those are the 2 cards that just fell out of the deck, and both spades. And more likely, why not? Because that's who we are. Pump us up. One-eyed jacks. We're spades. You come in here and you think it's just yourself. It's only when you want to think and use your brains that you can understand that you're not alone. And the amazement of not being alone, okay, what it brings to you that, oh my God, even if I die, I'm going back to wherever I was and I'm getting this help. Why not go for it? Because, oh my God, I'm talking to myself. Am I stupid? I'm seeing things because I create them in my mind. Not only do we create them in our mind, our bodies are made in a way to be manipulated, and we'll get to that in another video. Think of Aldous Huxley. Look him up and look the day he passed away and think. 7 and 4. 47 is time. 4 plus 7 is 11. 4 times 7 is 28. 28 and 11 is 39. In the center of the geometrical scale, 39, okay, would be, hold on a second, I can't do it that way. 39 in geometrical scale, yes, okay. I gotta write this in the back. On the scale here, okay, the S would go, hold on a second, the S would go here, and the T would go here. And this box, there would be a straight line. And in this box, there would be a straight line. And in this box, there would be a straight line. Why did they go over here? Well, the R and the U, R-U-S-T, is like this. R-U-S-T. R-U-S-T. Do you see the way it makes 88? The way it makes the... I really didn't want to write on this paper. I'm going to try and write something down and see if we can... wow, I didn't want to write on this. Okay, I'll wipe it out. Okay, no, I know. I got something better to do. What happens here is, you see the yellow I used? Is ST is here, and this is red in roulette. No, ST is here, and RU is here. This is Nibiru, right here, right here. Connected to S&T, 37 and 39. 39 and 37, 30 and 30 is 60, plus 16 is 76, the spirit is 76, coming in with Nibiru. The creation world of the evil Saturn, or coming into Uranus and Mercury and Mars. So we understand that, right? We did that. We understand where that came from. We're still talking about number 74. 74 times 24. Now, why 24? Well, on games people play, in the game of craps, okay, or I shouldn't even go there to get it, but I will go there anyways, and I'll finish and come back to the start. But in the game of craps, every payout, okay, is doubled up on the dice because the opposites of the dice are equal to 7. 6 and 8 is in the center. The odds on it pay you $7 for every $6, closer to the spirit of 76. On the outside of that, okay, it's F and H, man's heaven. The outside of that is E5 and I9. FIDE equals 42. NINE equals 42. It's man's birth, the electronic world. We are 5 and 9 inside the F and H. Somehow it's an H, this part connects to this head, and the other head is upside down connecting to the other side. Just like your lungs and the air, it's upside down. We're not really right side up. Half our body's up, half our body's down. The way it's connected inside this universe. Now, it's only my hypothetical thought. No, it's not. It's what I see. I see it. I see it like you see this. Except, it's not finite what I see. It's finite for how I see it. But for what I actually see means nothing at all until I run the seas. And when the seas are rough, it means nobody's understanding me. But when the seas calm down, then all the seas become yous, before they stand over and make an end of everything. Closing their mouth. When the sea is open, all the clams are talking. But when the shrimp goes down and the scallop is lowered in the head and you go to sleep, a different system opens up and clams start to play a new world, and they call them pets. That's when you fart and the gas goes out, you start to feel better. And Beverly Hillbilly, what better than Ganymede? What is Ganymede and what does she do, and when will I do the numerological stuff on her? Titan? Triton. Think they're just standing there and they shove them in my face right up on the computer screen when I look for things because I want them to or because it happens. I didn't choose it to happen. They're making me see it, so I have to say it because I saw it and I thought about it. E and I is 5 and 9. 5 and 9 is 14, creating the letter N. 1 and 4 is 5, saying the passage. E, I, and N is 5 and 9 is 14. 7 times 4, like we were talking about, is 28. Which is E, I, and N, add them up, it's 28. We could have used F and H, but we're using the outside. We can also use the next numbers, which is 10 and 4. The total is 42. If you take the dice, 2 dice, 1 dice and 2 dice, 1 dice and 2 dice, you add them up, it's 42. 1 to 6 and 1 to 6. 21 and 21. You and you. You become W. You become creation within you. You're split apart in the heart. A brain that can't see, but knows it all. So we're back to 10-4. CB codes. 3 and 2. 2 times 3. 2 plus 3. Equals 5 and 6. In between 1 and 4 is 2 and 3. And in between 4 and 7 is 5 and 6. I guess we'll start on Wednesday, go to Tuesday and Monday, and then go to Thursday and Friday. We'll leave the weekend out of this. Because the Mayan did say 260 ton. Well, that's 52 weeks at 5 days. I don't see any weekends around. And since we're supposed to give them away anyways to the good old Lord, let's play with 260 plus the 28 days of the moon make 288 days. Where did I come into this from 10-4? Just continue on to listen and roll her back. Because the amount of time at the end of the year is 5.25 days. But when I multiply, okay, Only the missing parts of the moon, 13 moons times 28 days of the cycle equals 364. Missing 30 hours or 1.25. So we multiply, because of the usage, the 288 times 1.25 because we need to get size from usage. 1.25 times the 288 equals to 360. The birth of the Christ, the energy has now been connected. Man is now listening because Jesus is born either 360 or 361. Take off 5 days from 31. Take off 31, 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Take off 5 days. From 366, you're at 361 or 360. 361 is 183, and that's a connection directly with ABC and the 8 spots of the dog pound, because there's 8 around, 3 in a row any way you go. 1 spirit, 1 heart, 138. It's also a representation of the pig, PIG, 977, in which the owns of this radio station has just been sold to the star system. How do I know it's a star system? Because it's Shom FM. It's a star system. It's under the ground. It's now a bell. And they got the rats, R-A-T-S-T-A-R. Not saying it's bad, just telling you how it works. So we ran and started this with 74, multiply it by 24, 8 and 6, which I told you is in the center, and 2 and 4 make up the 1010, and it's the only 2 numbers that make it up themselves so perfectly because we were made so perfectly. 2 times 4 and 2 plus 4 is your 6 and 8. You cannot do it with 5 and 9. So let me get back to what I was talking to times 3 from a minute ago, and 2 plus 3 equals to your 5 and 6, which is the 1st, the 4th, and the 7th day of the week. What is missing? The 8 and 9, because we're piano rings and we're hooking things together. We do not talk about 8 and 9 because that would bring you up to the totality of the usage of 8 and 9. H and I, the same letter. All they did is put it on this angle. They tilted you, they tilted that, and you can't figure out which way it's going, let alone know which way is up. That's up. That's not up. You're thinking that's your up, but that's up. You understand? The illogical or logical they now put in, that's your up, Europe. The difference between Europe going up in the toilets and Canada going the other way in the toilets, you're up. Because of the expression. The expression is there for us to understand that there is another connection. If we don't understand it right now, let it go on the side. Have a couple of drinks. Don't worry about it. Relax. Have a good time. But faith will come back at you. The goodness of the love within your heart and the understanding of all is to give and to receive, but never to take. But only to take what is given in the hands of what you, never to hold out your hand to want, but always to receive within. So now we did number 74 and 24. If we tried 5 and 9 to do the same, okay, 5 and 9 equal 45. 5 times 9 is 45. Excuse me, equals 59. Okay, 45 and 14. It repeats the 14. It repeats 1 and 4 is 5. And it repeats 5 times 9 is 45. 4 and 5 is 9. Because they're interconnected. It's like A and E. It's just like taking your ruler, okay, here's the, let's say the 2 card, here's the 3 in the middle, and all we do is turn the ruler like this, and then we get all the positions. This angle stop, this angle stop, this angle stop. That's where the things go because of the angles. So we end up with 59. E, I, and N. We already know that 7 times 4, 7 plus 4 is 11. Plus the 28 that we did, which is the 28 of the moon. 39, we already did that. Rust, red, the 8 ball. 17th letter is the Q. 20th letter is the T. They connect, one at 17, one to 18 numbers, and the other one connects from 20 down to the last 36 numbers on the number grid. So now what we do is this. So we mix the cards so I can think. The center were 17, excuse me, is it the center? No, let's not do that yet. So so that's the part of where ST and RU for Rust also says Nibiru. Nairobi, Nibiru, in the 369 area where Saturn is. I guess it's the gates that open on that side. I always thought the gates opened on this side closer to Uranus. We should be watching, I think, Uranus. Something about the gates, it's like this. 4 connects to 9, so if they do this, you understand? Must pivot from one to the other, and if it goes this way, it's 2, 5, and 8 on your phone. Either it's this way or it's this way. This is the way they connect. Mañana. So we're on number 74. So we got S and T from 39. We got EI and N from 28. Well, guess what? If we put 28 on the other side, because we had 2 twin towers, we got 28, 39, 28. It says Einstein. Now if we take the 24 and multiply it by 74, in which gives you that 8 and 9 I was talking about, 7 and 2, 8, is that what it is? 7 and 4, 7 and 4, 7 and 4, 8 and 9. Hold on, how did I do that? What did I do? Give me a piece of paper. This is not funny. So we got 28, 39, 28. And then I told you that that was Einstein. Oh, yes. Then we said 74 times 74 and 24. Let's see, 24 times 74. When we added 6 and 8, 5 and 9, 10 and 4, it equals 42. This this over here, 24, turn it around, is 42 in the 6 and 6 world. Why is it 6 and 6? Because this is a 6 and 6 world. This is an 8 with the passage, but this is a 6 and 6 world. So what happens when you add 74 and 24? It gives you 98. There is your 98 that comes in after we did 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, which gave you the 5 and 6. Now we get the 9 and 8. How can we mathematically come there and fit in with the rest of these numbers? First, let me tell you that 9 times 8 is 72. And 72 says win big. It's in all my videos. It's of 7286. The far end, the 72. Of the 2 in the center, 86, which means Mr. Tacpan 7286. Mr. M and R is Mars. The other part of it is 74 times 24 equals 1776. 17 plus the 7 equals your 24, plus 6 equals to your creation. The 30 and the 24 equal to 54, which is the son of Uranus, which is the son of Saturn, and which is the son of Venus. Like I said, 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 86, and they become the 10-10 world again. 74 was the cross, it was Jesus, and 74 is the center of this board right here. If this was the center, 74 goes here. How? 5 electronic, 14, okay, the one spirit of Delta, because this is God's angle here, and then it goes here. Makes the sock of Christmas. Man goes here, from here. Man goes here, here, and here, and then there's here, here, and here, and that makes the swastika, but we're not here to talk that right now. So 74 goes right there in the center. 5, 14, 23, and 32 equals 74. It's the center of everything. If you go top to the left, it's 58. 58 to 74 is 16. If we go down, it's 90 in the bottom corner. 58, 74, 90. Difference is 16. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 13. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 13. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 13. 39 plus 1 is 40. Plus 9 is 49. Don't count this one yet. 7 by 7 is 49. If you count all these points, all these lines, you have 49 lines in here. 7 times 7 and 1/2 of the football field. So what we had over here is we had number 58. Add 1 because of its position becomes 59, and it's E and I. This is the 5 position. This is where the creation is. It's 74. Add 5 equals to 79. 7 times 9 is 63. But it's also the one known as the 1 position, or as 15. So we can now add 15 to it, but we will not. We're going to keep it simple. So this becomes 79 plus 1 makes it 80. And everybody knows that, look, we're in the center. We are trapped in. 80 is automatically add the 6. Remember that 15 I told you we were going to add? Well, 1 and 5 is 6. We make 80. The 0 becomes 6. We have 86. 86 and 24, back to the 24 again. Now, how did we get to 24? 4 position and 6, multiply them by each other is 24x. 6 plus 4 is 10 equals 34. 34 represents number 1. 3 and 4 equals 7. Heart and Earth equals 52, and that equals 7. As Mars equals 51, and that's the spirit of 76. How come? Because Mars has 2 moons and Earth has 1. So if they were difference of 1, they are now together is 53. 5 times 3, 5 plus 3 equals your number 23, and back to 11, creating 5 and 6, and then creating 9 and 8. We didn't really actually finish how we talked about 9 times 8. How can we get 9 and 8? Well, first of all, 1 crossing from here to here is 9. So 9 is the closure over 1. Do you understand what I'm saying? 1 and 9 makes you 10. And 2 and 8. Because it's only these 2 worlds. Alpha, beta creation. Alpha, beta creation. So 1 and 2, automatically, 1 goes to 9, creating the 10 world, and 2 goes to 8, creating the 10 world. Now we've involved 2 and 3 created 5 and 6, in which 1 created 9, and 2 created 8. And the moon part is this part right over here. Because this is the passage, the upper moon and the lower moon. Okay, this is the passage hole. How do you want me to turn the book? Is how you're going to see the moon. How much glow we're going to get out of the moon. Okay. What did I not finish? We were doing number 74. The other thing about that is that if we add up all the numbers that are divisible between 1 and 16, because 16 is the letter P, and it also says 1, 3, and 6. That's the position it is. Add up 1 to 16. Or KP, which is 11 and 16. 11 and 16 is how much? 27. 3 times 3 times 3. And it's an automatic. It has to be done. But P comes from the 4 family. 4 times 4 is 16. P. 4 plus 4 is H8. PH. 16 and 8 equals to your X, 24. The 24 hours in a day of the pharmaceuticals of the Mediterranean that we are living, and we are delusional in a world that we think we're sane. But all we're saying is what we think we know. When we think that money is everything, when money is only a helper. What is everything is the understanding on how to involve ourselves into exchange. The exchange. We need to exchange. The animals have no money. They exchange. Where else? What else did we not do? Did we do? Cards telling me that this is not 100 years. When they put planes on the back of the cards, they show a wheel with nothing to turn. This is like the beginning, but they're showing the end. They show you the 4 corners have ended. Now we started off with number 3, which we never spoke about. Do you remember the aces from 10 minutes ago? Ace 1, 3 ace, 5, okay, 3, ace 1, ace 11, ace 14. The total is 116, which was the letter P. Now what we're going to do is we did A, C, 11, and 14. Now what we're going to do, now that we're at 100 and, oh my God, 105, plus the C gives us 108. 108, the number 1 and 8, the number 8 that we get back, 0 equals 108. Why 108? Because ace 1, ace 3, ace 11, ace 14. Okay, that becomes 105. 116, sorry, 116, right, 116, hold on a second, just give me a second. I have 105, 102, plus 14 is 116. Okay, it's 116 that we were at. Plus add the C, number 3, is 119 or 911. You also have to know that, okay, so we have 911. So now we have 119. Now the 5 also gets an ace spot on it. So 119 and 5 is 124. We're back to 124 again, but now we have to go to the last one, the 9. If the 11 gets one, the 9 must get one. But the 9 really doesn't get it until he's 11, but he's always a 9. He's just been born. So now you add 9 more to 124, and this is your answer. 133 with the aces. Now I'm going to show you something, and I'm using casino games, okay? Every organization, whatever they have inside their squares, you put that square together as their own division for the understanding of the explanation of what is in the realm of their own building, their own company. Then you can mix and match afterwards, but you got to do things, otherwise you'll be too big and everything will have an opposite value. Why? 3 and 3, 1 and 1. 3 and 3, 1. 1 in the center. Another 8. So now you got the drift. Okay? Oh, did I show you the 9? And the 9's got 1 in the center. Okay? So those are all the numbers I used. Now notice, on the 9 it's 4 and 4. It's actually 2, 1 and 2. 2, 1 and 2, which is 100 Celsius. Celsius. And the other card, I'm just going to show you the regular card. 3 stand for Earth, right? Or it's 4 and 4. But only in the diamond card you count them differently. So now we have here 3 and 3. And the answer to the total number of aces there are, if you can see this paper, 133. 1 for 3 and 3. 1 center for 3 and 3. Doesn't matter if you're up or if you're down. You're living in both areas because you don't know that you're there. Somebody's there that knows you're here. They know, we don't know. They're doing the best for the communication. So now that we showed you 133, now we're going to go to this. 1 plus 3 plus 3 equals 7. 1 times 3 times 3. 1 plus 3 plus 3 equals 7. 1 times 3 times 3 equals 9. And in the center is your H8. Line up, line down, line up. North, line up. Line over, line up, create your H. If I draw it a different way, see, when I draw it the opposite way, it becomes the swastika. And the answer to this is 36547, which means the day in the life of the creation of man and time in basic. So we have 7 and 9. Now when you multiply 7 plus 9 is 16, back to the P again. Okay? 7 times 9 is 63, which creates the 3 and the 6. So you get the 3, 6, and 7, and 9, which is your birth, which is the creation, which is the house, which is the gateway. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 3, plus 3, plus 1 is 7. Total is total is 70. Total is 70, right? You sure? We said 63. 3 times 6 is 18, the letter R. Well, take a look. We just got an R. Number 70 equals to the R in designs. Now 0 equals 6. 7, 6. We now have the spirit of 76. But wait a second. At the same time, 70 or 7 plus 15 is 22. 2 times 2, 2 plus 4. We got the 4 corners of life. We got God. We got God's house. And we're going home. Why? Because an egg tray holds 2.5 dozen of 30 eggs. Multiplied by the number equals to going home. 2 times 4.5 is 10. The house of God. The other thing we can do is if this is 15, like I said, 7 times 6 would equal to the 42. 1 and 5 is 6, 42. And that's the center of the crap table in which 7 out. 7 times the 15 equals to 105, which is 1.5 times this. Highway 70, Highway 35, KC, Kansas City, 2 and 3, 11 and 3, 11 plus 3 is 14. 11 times 3 is 33 of Christ. All the numbers will go around and come around, tell you the story more and more and more. The more you go, the more you know. And they never make a mistake. Only I can make a mistake. So we're going to end it right here, but I am going to show you something before I move along. This, and this, and this. I have to do about, 999 numbers, and this will be pi. You know pi, the mathematicals of pi. In there, I am going to find out, using my own technique that I've created, Well, there's probably somebody out there, but they just never used it in the way I'm going to use it. And this is really funny. And yeah, we're going to just find the answer that will take pi and we'll put it in blocks, giving us what's happening in this area of the number count, in which at that point somehow we're going to have to multiply pi to find a count that's in between there. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you take 3 times 5 times 2 is 30. So now we have to go into pi and say, okay, here's number 30. We're going to use right here. This is how we got there with 3 times 5. And what does it mean, 3 times 5? Well, 8 times 3 times 5 is 28. And that's 28 days to a moon, and there are 13 of them in a year, and so on and so forth. Anyways, Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. We're going to end it on this note. What do you see? You see them? You see my babies? You see what the light does? You can barely see them. Oh, it's going to fall out, my light. I've got 1, 2, 3 cats sitting there, and a light that's going to fall out, and on top of them. Hey guys. Hey guys, what's happening, babies? Hey, come on. Is everybody sleeping? Come on, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. You see, wouldn't you like to have a life like this? I mean, we want the challenge, but there's a reason we want the challenge. In the earlier life, we wanted the challenge. Oh, it's 51:15. In the earlier life, we wanted the challenge because we needed to eat. We wanted to build. We wanted to make something that went faster, so we can get it faster and easier. So, because, you know, when you're alone, you want to make it a little bit easier because there's certain things when you're alone you just can't do. Another thing I didn't mention is, in any of my videos, is how the pyramids were built. Because there's many ways, and like I said in my last video, if Earth was Avatar, and Avatar Islands were high and low, some frozen, some in the sky, frozen in the sky, and I think the frozen area is up, even though the heat rises, but if it's frozen in the sky, and some guy comes out with his axe and he breaks the ice and a whole piece of ice falls down, but inside the ice is earth and water, and whatever gases are trapped from the time it's spent together from the combustion, that therefore underneath the ground more than 4 feet, anything inside has a chance of warming up before it freezes again. That's why I think the ice cracks. I'm not really sure. I'm a little cracked on that anyways. But they chipped a little ice and whoa, fell to earth. And they were working up there, and it fell down, and over billions of years of this happening, and the dinosaurs were stuck in the ice up there. They fell to earth, and within 5,000 years, everything was melted, and life started. The Mayan giants came out. They stopped picking with their axe. Of course, the Jamaicans were there, and they were doing because they needed the dreadlock to tie everything up. That's right. That's why they know in Jamaica, peace and love is the best way. Every part of us has created this by chipping a little block of Avatar and bringing it together. So whatever you want to think about the world, think again. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm just asking you to do me a favor and have fun. Think. Isn't it fun? Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. Just let me, I like that design. See, we might be inside one of those. It's all the way around. It's got stars and everything. See to the left of it, it's a time clock. And over here is the eye in the sky. And up there it says peace. And on that wall, well, just in case I forgot about the notes, you know, I had to put a few notes up on the wall. And we're going to end the note at this. 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus, talking about number 74. Thank you for watching. In the year of 5775 Hebrew time, we come to the end. And number 35, in which is 28 moons plus 2 times 3.5 making 7. That's right, 2 times 3.5 makes 7. 3 by 5 is 15. 3 and 5 is 8 is 23 of creation. It makes number 23 BC, the creation of the codes of 10, 4, 5, 9, and 86. Thank you for watching.